Iceland is situated between the Greenland Ocean and the North Atlantic Sea. It is northwest of the United Kingdom, and is slightly smaller than the state of Kentucky. The land is level with mountain peaks, and ice fields, with a shore set apart by fjords, which are deep inlets cut by glacial masses. The travel industry has been active in Iceland as of late, and this Nordic island country presently engages more than 2 million tourists every year. This is nothing unexpected, thinking about that Iceland's different geography empowers individuals to visit black beaches, blue glaciers, and roaring waterfalls, alongside whale watching and the chance to see the mysterious northern lights. There are numerous other fascinating facts about Iceland to find as well. The following are 15 interesting and fun things to find out about the land of fire and ice that you might not have known previously. Furthermore, some broad data that can be helpful for planning a trip. Number 1. There aren't that many locals. If you love traveling to places that aren't overly crowded, Iceland can be a good place, compared to other parts of Europe, as long as you stay clear of the Reykjavik area or the Rifle Shooting Association area. The population of Iceland is only 339,462, with more than a third of those people living in the capital city. Iceland is almost the size of the state of Kentucky, which has 4.4 million residents. While tourism has boomed over the last 10 years, there are still plenty of places to explore where you'll be mostly alone. Number 2. Iceland is an eco-friendly country. It's nice to know that the vast majority of Iceland's power supply comes from geothermal and hydro energy. In other words, this is a country that has clean power and a small carbon footprint. Iceland's scientists are currently working on a way to harness more geothermal energy as part of a plan that could change the entire world. Number 3. Icelanders believe in elves. Surveys indicate that 54.4% of the nation believes in the existence of Huldufolk, invisible elves trolls living in the countryside, with many others being at least open to the possibility. You can even see evidence of this belief during your trip to Iceland in the small wooden elf-hole elf houses that some people build for the elves to live in. Iceland even has an official elf school where you can learn about Icelandic elf history. Number 4. Iceland is one of the safest countries. Coming from other countries, you'll be surprised by how rare violent crimes are in Iceland. How rare, you ask? The country was completely rocked by an unprecedented number of murders in 2017, 4. In a typical year, there's an average of 1.6 murders and a very low instance of other violent or drug-related crimes. Number 5. A portion of the country was once covered in trees. This interesting fact is also one of the few things about Iceland that's not very idyllic. Before the Vikings plundered Iceland, 40% of the nation was covered in trees. However, they needed all the trees to build homes, boats, and to clear land for farming. Now, that number is lowered to only 2%, although reforestation efforts are underway. Number 6. Iceland is mosquito-free. Mosquitoes can make life miserable at times. So it's a thrill to find out that Iceland is one of the world's few mosquito-free environments. No matter what time of year you visit, you won't have to worry about these pests. It's surprising that the population of Iceland isn't higher for this one reason alone. Number 7. They eat some nasty stuffs. Iceland has some pretty disgusting food available to eat. Now, don't get me wrong. They're also known for some really good seafood and lamb. But their traditional dishes might produce a gag reflex. The most famous has to be hakkarl, or fermented shark. This stuff is buried underground for 6 to 12 weeks, then hung out to dry in the sun. It tastes like ammonia, urine, and is eaten with shots of unsweetened schnapps. Yum! Oh, and they sometimes enjoy a little smoked sheep's head too, svi. Number 8. People also swim in the winter. One thing that's really useful about having geothermal volcanically heated water is that you can go swimming no matter how cold it is outside. There are countless hot springs and many Iceland hotels feature heated pools that can maintain a temperature of at least 86 degrees Fahrenheit at all times. Number 9. There are 30 active volcanoes. Be fascinated by volcanoes and get excited to see some of them during your trip to Iceland, including narrations from those who flew over an active eruption of the Holuhraun lava field in 2014. There are approximately 130 total volcanoes, and 30 of them are active. None are currently erupting, but that can change. Scientists have gotten so good at predicting volcanic eruptions that the risk to residents and tourists has become minimal. Number 10. Iceland once hunted male witches. Iceland may seem idyllic in many ways, but the country does have a dark history. Just like the US and many parts of Europe, Iceland went through a period of witch hunts from 1654 to 1690. Only one woman was prosecuted as a witch during this time though, because men were the primary targets. Number 11. Super jeeps are a thing. Iceland is full of remote and rugged landscapes, and to reach some of them, especially in the winter, some locals use super jeeps. A super jeep is a highly modified truck with a lifted suspension and oversized tires that allow it to cross deep rivers or drive through deep snow and ice. Most of Iceland's roads are paved, but for the off-road trails that go into the Central Highlands, these jeeps make it possible to travel in the winter. Number 12. Iceland is a young country. In terms of landform, Iceland is the world's youngest country. Going along with this fact, Iceland was also the last European nation to be settled. However, don't be fooled by Iceland's youthfulness, as it's still approximately 25 million years old. Number 13. Most of the country is uninhabited. Due to Iceland's unique topography, only 20% of it is actually inhabited by humans. Many of the remote, uninhabited areas can be visited, but will require registering your plans with ICSAR first using the 112 Iceland app. This is the best way to get help if something goes wrong in the middle of nowhere. Number 14. Iceland has no military. Iceland doesn't have a military and has only fought in one conflict. The Cod Wars were a power struggle with Great Britain for exclusive fishing rights to the water within 200 miles of Iceland's shoreline. Iceland won after attacking their enemies' fishing nets with scissors. Number 15. Icelandic students learn 3 languages. Icelandic students are taught their native language, along with English and Danish. It's estimated that at least 80% of young students can understand basic English, and some people claim that as many as 98% of adults are fluent in multiple languages. You won't have no problems communicating with everyone you encountered in Iceland. Did you know that there are over 100 towns and villages to explore throughout Iceland? We encourage you to stop and look into these charming, beautiful, and often quirky places. History, art, nature, local cuisine, and year-round swimming pools abound. You might be surprised at what you find. Please like, share and subscribe to this channel. Also press notification bell to notify you of any future similar videos.